everybody. The last session we had a conversation about emotional intelligence. Now let's get more into what emotional intelligence is. Now even before I could start talking to you about emotional intelligence, I need to tell you, your brain might get you to the top in everything, but your heart will always help you to stay there. So now let's think about what it is that I'm trying to speak to you. So what is this emotional intelligence? We had a very shallow talk yesterday, so now we'll get slightly deeper into what we are trying to tell you about emotional intelligence. Have you ever in your heart, has ever thought, or even in your mind, have you ever had this feeling that you're mad about that you said something which you really did not mean? It was just at the slip of your tongue you happened to say it, and it has created confusion around us. So you need to think about that first. 2. Have you ever been nervous before you started something, maybe an examination or maybe an interview or maybe anything that is new in life? 3rd, have you ever cheered a friend by just being by his side of the friend? That's all about it. So all this little unease is something to do with our emotions and our emotional intelligence. That's where emotional intelligence comes into play. Now, so what is emotional intelligence? Let me give you a very operational definition of what emotional intelligence. Imagine your mind as a control room. Just like in a movie, Inside and Out, a team is managing our feelings. Every feeling of being joyful, a feeling of being sad, a feeling of being angry, a feeling of being fearful, disgust, whatever it is, whatever emotion, there's a control room that manages all this. Now you need to have a team leader there who manages everything and looks into the smooth working of everything that is happening in our life. That team leader is supposed to be the emotional intelligence. That's where emotional intelligence comes into play. So what is emotional intelligence going to do? That will equip you to be a better person. 1. It makes you to understand your own feelings better. That is emotional intelligence. 2nd, you are able to manage your own feelings. At the same time, you can also manage the feelings of other people. You can ask me this question: how would you manage the feelings of another person? Regulating yourself and trying to act according to it also is managing the emotion of another person, not by irritating them. For example, you will speak a bit offensively and the person gets irritated and the person shouts out back to you. So there's a disagreement between both of you. So this can be emotionally handled well. So you will be able to handle a situation much smoother if emotional intelligence is in play. You can respond in a very smart, kind and in an effective manner so that you will be able to somewhere cut down that emotional drama that's happening between you two. So that's where emotional intelligence comes from. I've been repeating and trying to hammer the word into the mind of every listener here because that is the work of emotional intelligence. Now, so where are all the little things that you can handle with emotional intelligence? You think it is absolutely pressureful to take many exams on the same day, many interviews on the same day, many things to do on the same day? There, emotional intelligence helps you. Maybe it is avoid this drama that I was trying to speak to you about, the emotional drama that happens at home, that happens at workplace, that can happen anywhere in the society. That can be easily handled with absolute sense if you have emotional intelligence in place. 3. If you're going to work as a crew, maybe as a team together with many human beings who have different emotions, different way of thinking and different lifestyle and everything, there your emotional intelligence helps you to navigate that team more successfully. 4th, maybe you will be able to understand a crush better, maybe your girlfriend, maybe your friend, anybody you'll be able to understand them perfectly. 5th place where emotional intelligence is absolutely crucial is when you handle leadership skills. When you have leadership, it is very important that you need to be a person absolutely filled with emotional intelligence. These are all the different places where emotional intelligence plays a vital role in our life. Now, in real life moments, when you're texting somebody, let's think about all these situations. When you stop yourself and you're texting somebody and you know it's a very rude way of texting the person, you're very angry and you're texting the person in the most undesirable manner, it's quite rude and quite offensive. There you stop and take a point and think, am I responding in the possible manner or I'm blocking the person right away? So that can be an official to whom you're talking. Maybe he's irritating you. That's where emotional intelligence plays a vital role. Maybe you tell your friend something that you're not supposed to say and you stop suddenly and you do not want to continue the conversation and you navigate that situation in a more brilliant manner. That's where the emotional intelligence plays. Then you motivate yourself. Even if you feel that you're doing something and you are not ready to study and you're still sitting there right in front of the screen doing something, maybe you're looking into a reel or you're looking into something in Instagram, something. At that point of time where you're able to manage your own feeling and tell yourself, I need to study, I need to change my focus, that's where emotional intelligence plays its role. So now, what are all the little breakdowns that makes me to do my work so well and make me to reach the top? Now let me break down emotional intelligence to the pillars. What are all things that puts together emotional intelligence? To begin with is self-awareness. When you're self-aware, you know what you're really feeling and you also know why you have this feeling in you. You have butterflies in your stomach and you're feeling absolutely uneasy. You need to know why you have this feeling in you as a person. So this emotional intelligence gives you the self-awareness to know why you have this feeling in you and slightly help you to act accordingly. The second one is it helps you to self-regulate. That is, it helps you to regulate your emotion in accordance to it. As I told you, you look into the screen and you know when it is time for examination, you have to study for the examination, but you still want to play and games or you want to use your screen time more. There it comes into play. Emotional intelligence regulates your mind and tells your mind it is more important, it's more prioritizing in life is to study for your examinations, not to sit with your mobile phone or with the screen. Then it motivates. It gives you a kind of a push when it tells you, come, let's do something more well, or make it more important, or make it better. Do this work. It's add to it. All this is told to us because of our intelligence, emotional intelligence. The third thing that helps you in adding to emotional intelligence is empathy. I told you you'll be able to handle the feelings of another person. That is where empathy comes in. That is when you understand the feeling of another person, the person right in front of you. Maybe it is your own mother, or maybe it is your father who's yelling out at you for something that they really feel offended or irritated about. Then your emotional intelligence tells you to understand their feelings much better so that you act accordingly in that situation. The fifth one, or the fifth pillar of emotional intelligence, is developing your social skills. The way you communicate to a person, the way you listen to the person, the way you connect with the person. Only when you have time to listen to another person, you can connect with the person and the feelings of the person very clearly. The minute you connect with the person, you have won the battle, absolutely. So these are all the ways in which you can emotionally make yourself ready. Acting important. It is very important in today's world. People are more focused about physical fitness, but they are not ready to understand there is something called as emotional fitness. We all know about physical fitness. We are all people who walk into the gym and we are using the gymnasium. But are we anywhere having a slight thought that emotions need to be worked on and emotional muscles are supposed to be built as well? Only then you will be ready for the world today. With acting equally with AI around us. Just imagine, artificial intelligence is taking over and our emotions is nowhere in par with it, then it's going to be chaos around us. So it's absolutely wise for us to build our emotional muscles so that we'll be able to tackle the world situations much more well and become a real inspiration in the life of many people around ourselves. So it's very important for you to think about building your emotional muscles. I think I leave you here and I will continue my sessions as it comes in. So today I have left you with 5 different thoughts: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy and social skill. These are 5 different aspects that builds emotional intelligence. Now in the forthcoming sessions, I will be talking about each and every aspect, how it contributes to build your emotional intelligence. Thank you for the day.